Okay, so right now you are joining me in the battle zone, as it were. Had another video I was going to put up. It was being processed and working. It was a bolt. It was a fucking ICS, and everything corrupted. There was a cry attack on there. It was a big video. Everything's corrupted. So I'm going to start a different video. This guy sent this one over. It's a Lancer, and it is the most awful piece of shit. It really is. This is a donation of parts, and the plan is that we're going to build him a complete scratch gun. So he's paid for a base gun, and I've gone out and bought 2 base guns, and all the money that I'm making from this basically only covers the parts and the 2 base guns, and then I get to keep all the other spares and I get to use that in other guns. Receivers are useful, stock tubes are useful, things like that, trigger bits, they're all useful. So this one, I'm not going to make any money on, but I do have absolute carte fucking blanche to do whatever I want. Anything I want to do, I can do it. Any way I want to build it or paint it, no problem. And he doesn't want to know what it looks like until the day he receives it. So I'm proper up for this. First things first, this can fuck off. Now, both of these base guns are A&K, because as a base gun, they're perfect. Quick change spring, decent enough gearbox, decent enough externals. There is a lot I can do with A&Ks if there is a budget to go mad. I've also gone out and got barrels, gas tubes, rail systems. I've gone berserk on this because I want to build something that's one of a kind. I don't want anyone else to have one that is exactly like this. So we're going to go with one of these stocks. This is going to be really cool. And I don't know what it's going to fucking look like until it's actually finished.
That's when the attack comes, not from the front, but from the side. And the other 2 raptors, you didn't even know were there. The point is, you are alive when they start to
Okay, so I don't know if you saw what I did there. I basically took every shim out of the gearbox and measured every single one. A&K are currently using nothing but 0.01mm shims. That's what I use. I use loads of 0.01 shims. I spoke to the wonderful Peter at AK2M4 and I said, dude, I just need fuck tons of 0.01 shims. And he's like, how many? A few thousand? I was like, yep. So he sent me over thousands of 0.01 shims. Now, I took the gearbox out and I checked it and I thought, there's no movement on any of the gears. It looks like there's been an attempt, at least by A&K, to shim. And I haven't fired this gun once. I haven't pulled the trigger once because it doesn't matter. I'm scratch building. But now I kind of wish I had done, because what I'm looking at right now, is loads of 0.01 shims. I'd love to know how it sounds, right? So, I'm going to see how much play there is on the gear. I've put what I believe to be 5 on this side and 5 on that side. And I want to see what it's like. Now, technically, that should be dead central. It won't be, but technically, that should be dead central. And there's no movement up and down at all. But it is beautifully moving, look at that. So let's see what happens when I put the rest of the gears in there. Okay. That's where it likes it. So that's sticking out too far there. I'm going to have to remove a tiny bit of the axle. The axle has been removed from the back of here, as you can see. It's now fucking gorgeous. This has been coated in a high build primer, then an etching primer, and then a black primer, and then it's been lacquered over the top. You can see how it's all nice and shiny. It picks up every last fingerprint. But that is going to be solid. So on the Classic Army, cheap ass motor, that sounds alright.
I can't wait to that monkey.
Okay, so now I'm doing something that I really fucking hate. And I've got no choice. I've got to have 2 guns open at the same time on the same bench. Because A, I don't have a second bench, and B, there are a couple of parts in here that would be of use to the customer inside his new gun. So I've got to strip the bitch apart, and that bugs the piss out of me. But I really hate having 2 guns open on the same bench. It's just one fucking step shy of eating salt and vinegar crisps on the fucking toilet, you know? One tiny slip and your cunt and arsehole are going to be stinging for the next 14 minutes. That was my little adventure with that. That wasn't too bad. It's not terrible. It's not. I've not changed the shimming at all. It's not badly shimmed. It's not well shimmed. It's not badly shimmed. That is a big issue. Obviously, the stock tube and the screw is going to hold that on anyway, but that's an issue. That's not good. But it's not terrible. Apart from that bit at the back and what is very clearly a shit MOSFET, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. There is the body colour. As you can see, it's a lovely sort of forest green colour. You imagine how that's going to look when it's all together. Cool, right?
I want to tell you my secret now. I see dead walking around like regular people. We stay
And there we go. Scratch built from the ground up, using numerous different base guns with all manner of parts on the inside. Pretty fucking sweet, right? Pretty fucking sweet. I tried not to go overboard. I failed. Went with bright green fire instead, because who doesn't need bright green fire? What I've not done is tune this all the way in to be blinking, you miss it kind of trigger response, because I hate that shit. But that's pretty good, right? Now obviously we can program this. 1, 2. Pull it and hold. Double tap. Cool, right? Semi. So there you go. 1 from the ground up build. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy.